Ironwood and Watts have teamed up. The Aesops are back in action, and Nora turns Super Saiyan. Until she doesn't. That and more on today's episode of RWBYcast, RWBY Edition.
When you don't know where to turn to, and you're sure all hope is gone. When the day you waited for won't come, and dark won't yield to dawn. Trust God. Open up your eyes. Trust God. The truth is there, but sometimes in disguise. The ways of sin, but we're together, moving toward the light. When we trust in love and open our eyes.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host, Brobuscus. With me today is Aidan
Hello.
and Mate.
I made a funny green screen out of this episode.
Indeed, you did. We're here today to talk about Volume 8, Chapter 3, Strings. Yeah, this was a thing.
You know, every time I hear that, my immediate thought is Ultron from the MCU.
Yeah. Okay, so assuming you guys don't have anything to add before we get into it.
No.
Not much that's relevant, so I say we just dive right into it.
Cool. We open with a thing opening up and Ruby's inside it, and we all got to. The group got to Atlas, and of course, the first thing we open up on is Weiss being mad at Nora.
Yeah, just grabbing Nora by the ear. I mean, to be fair though, didn't we say that she'd be mad on the other end?
Yeah. So we were right.
Yay!
Yeah. Honestly, I would have had questions if she didn't do this.
Right? I was expecting her to do worse.
Yeah. I was expecting her to just send Nora back down the chute again.
It's like, nope, you're staying down there.
I saw a fan doodle of like Weiss with the knight already summoned, just waiting.
She so call back to Volume 5. She summons the boar, and it scares Nora back down.
I've just noticed the second Weiss lets her ear go, pause it, and it's glowing red.
Wait, is it?
Oh.
I couldn't see it. Anyways, another capsule opens up. It's Blake, and she does not want to do this again.
I can't say I blame her, honestly.
No.
And we'll be coming back to that, trust me.
Yep. And then we have Penny, and this is really freaking cool. She scans the whole. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, May calling Penny tin can, rude,
Yeah,
insensitive.
indeed. So Penny scans the building. She tells everyone where to go, and she gives a bunch of random directions. Like, how much do you want to bet that Taylor with me was just like, I'm just gonna name a bunch of random directions, and that's where we're going.
Imagine if that's the RWBY the RWBY video game equivalent of up down A B start.
You know what? When the game that Way Forward are making comes out, we gotta try that button input at the menu.
Oh, could you imagine if they do that as like a secret thing to unlock something? That'd be awesome.
That would actually, like, you get the ability to play as Penny with the maiden powers.
Also, look at the shot after with everyone except Penny. Penny's like, by the way, my name's Penny. Ruby's staring at me, all confident. The smug look on Ruby's face, it's great, and everyone else is just
I love that.
And everyone else is just like, what? What just happened?
I would just be like, I'm gonna just follow you.
And then May turns them all invisible.
Yeah.
something that I saw someone point out, I can't remember who it was, but in Volume 7, May's hands actually glowed up when she used her semblance. But they don't here, so I guess it's like, it doesn't glow up if she uses it this way?
I mean, I guess it could depend on like how big a field that she has to make.
Yeah, because before she was only doing it for like 1-2 people, and now it's like 6-7, so...
Well, that and like the last time we really saw her do it was when she was like covering not only herself but the rest of the Happy Hunters and an armored truck.
True.
So that's a big area that she had to like, cloak.
Yeah. Anyways, they go up an elevator. Elevator music is playing. It's not, but that would be great. And they run into a room where 2 Atlas guards are at. And somehow they don't they don't run into the force field that's cloaking everybody.
That's incredibly lucky.
Yeah, right.
Or they don't hear the robot walking out of the elevator.
To be fair though, Penny doesn't make like a whenever she walks.
True, I just think, you'd hear something at least.
Yeah. And then Nora's
Well,
like,
no-
I'm just gonna ruin your guys' day.
I felt really bad for them, though, to be fair.
I honestly just laugh at the fact Nora did that and love her for it.
Also, once again I have to shout out these captions because when they're sneaking around, the captions just say spy music.
I love that. It's one of the things that I love about Rooster Teeth's just like captions.
Yeah.
Like in the first episode, it was epic guitar solo.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was not wrong.
It was not. Anyways, Penny pulls like a flash drive out of her finger. 'Cause that's just how it is.
Yeah, random but super practical.
Yeah. Plugs it into a computer and it thinks it's Pietro. And it allows them to move on. Because I guess that's, despite Pietro being wanted for arrest, they are still allowing him to scan his palm prints on computers. That makes a ton of sense.
Well,
I mean,
it'd be oh, sorry.
They probably thought, okay, if he even comes in here, we'll spot him.
And to be fair, later in the episode they do spot him, kind of. So
Yeah.
No, but I mean physically.
oh, okay.
Because I think you would notice someone like traveling with a spider chair.
Yeah, imagine Pietro on the spider chair trying to like stealth in the elevator. Or the lift, sorry.
Oh, no, better yet, what if it has anti-gravity things on the like on each foot, and he's just crawling along the ceiling. Nobody sees me. Try and
Didn't he
catch
fall
me
out of
now,
the chair, though?
bitches.
He climbs on the ceiling and then he just falls out of his chair. That thing don't got seatbelts.
He
climbs
should have
on-
gotten life alert.
Yeah, right.
Watch the suit. Watch the chair transforms into a mech suit, and it turns out he's an absolute badass.
Yeah,
That would
right.
be so cool.
I joke. I want that now.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so Penny says that they have to go through Central Command, and May's like, I can't do that.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. And then Penny, okay. Here's this
Penny
discussion.
freaking explains Ruby's semblance.
Yeah, this discussion. So, as it turns out, Ruby can split herself down to the molecular level, and that increases her speed, and it can work on other people, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Like they put so much scientific work into this semblance, and I'm like, I don't understand still.
I've heard some people debating on like how sound the physics is for this, but I'm not too bothered by it. Apparently, though, if you did do this, like remove the mass, but like increase the velocity, she'd be moving at near light speed.
Oh.
And a lot of people might say, oh, but we still see that like red tornado thing like zoom past everybody, so people could obviously see her. That could just be for animation flair, like for the benefit of the audience.
Probably. It'd just be boring if it was like teleports. Like 1 second she's there, the other second she disappears. Like it's more interesting if it has some sort of visual flair.
Yeah, and here's here's something that I was talking about with a friend while I was playing Halo. So RWBY can like break down anybody to molecular structure and do this with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could she, in theory, just choose not to reform people if she wanted to?
I don't think so, because I think she has to use it on herself first, and then zoom past someone. I don't know.
Maybe with like enough training she could.
Oh, here's my question, and I think this is why people are questioning the physics so much. How does this actually increase her speed?
Yeah. Because just because you remove the mass doesn't increase the velocity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also it's anime, so FU physics.
Yeah, I know, it just feels a bit weird to bring up, like, physics to explain it, but not explain how it increases the velocity.
Also, we're talking physics in a world where everybody has a superpower, there's animal people, and there's magic crystals that do anything.
Oh, I know. Like it's not something that bothers me, but it's like, they put so much. It's like I said, they put so much work into explaining how the semblance works, like on a scientific level, and yet there's one thing that's kind of like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
I know, I get you. I'm just saying, like, considering this world,
True.
not everything makes sense, and I think it's just best to go with it.
I guess.
Yeah, best just to move on.
Yeah, like, honestly, we should probably just try doing that with fiction in general.
Yeah.
I do really like the art style they use when Penny's explaining it, though.
I know, right? It's adorable.
It's adorable. And
And
Ruby's just like, what? What did you just tell me? What did you just say I could do?
And then, speaking of adorable, Blake comes in, like, did Penny just figure that out before you did?
And Ruby retorts like, I knew you were. She knew you were a Faunus before I did.
Okay, Ruby, better comebacks.
Well, to
Like,
be
you
fair,
gotta
she's
work
not.
on that.
Well, to be fair, she's not wrong.
I know she's not wrong, but that's not a good comeback.
I don't know, Blake.
Yeah, that's
seems to
just
enjoy
another
it.
example of Penny being smarter than she is by figuring it out first, so it's not really like a retort.
Yeah.
I don't know. Blake
Also,
seems
like-
to enjoy it, so
Also, this is just going back to, like, Blake making jokes this volume.
yeah,
And I love it.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, people have been bringing up, like, on Twitter, like, with this episode and the last one, like, we're seeing that side of her more often.
Yeah,
Like, her true self. Like, her best self. And I love it.
her Adamless self.
Mhm.
It's nice we're getting that though, because like it would make no sense for Blake to to still go back into depression after everything's gone that's caused her pain. So yeah, I'm glad we're getting that. Also, it's adorable, so
Yeah.
And then we get this.
Oh boy.
Ironwood shows up. He's talking to someone. Who could that someone be? It's Watts.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, I just gotta say one thing. Ironwood, you moron!
Why?
Yeah.
Like, you're trusting what? You're positive he's not secretly gonna plan to double-cross you later.
I don't really think it's trust. It's more like if you don't do this, I'm gonna kill you.
Well, yeah, because there's 4 Atlas
What?
guards surrounding him at gunpoint.
To be fair, I really love the scene where it's like he's just there alone with him, and then we cut to like the 4 guys surrounding him with like their guns traced on him.
I am not letting my gun off of you, good sir. You make
But like,
one.
surely Ironwood knows this is gonna bite him in the behind soon enough,
Yeah.
though.
Like I feel
I mean,
like either
I have
Ironwood has-
questions if he doesn't like at least think about that.
Yeah.
Either Ironwood has a very very hidden contingency plan, or he has really gone off the deep end. Like I thought that Ironwood's insanity peaked when he killed Councilman Chad. This is a whole new level of ridiculousness. Like, I think it's I don't know. I feel like it's safe to assume at this point that any hope for redemption that Ironwood had is probably gone by now.
Yeah, and he's also gonna like screw everyone over with this thing he's doing with Watts, unless he kills Watts the second he hacks into Penny.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't think he's going to do that. And then, oh look, Penny's going to be taking orders from Watts. She's going to kill Ironwood, and then mess everything up.
Yep.
What a surprise!
Eh,
Anyways, so as it turns out, Dr. Polendina has infiltrated, except he hasn't. It's Penny. Thankfully, I don't think they know that. At least not yet. Obviously, they find out later. We'll get to that. But anyways, so they know Ironwood knows they're here, and that's bad. I like Weiss's response, like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!"
that's bad. Okay. It's one of the few South Park jokes I still find funny. Seriously, their newest stuff, not so great.
So May's like, "Well, there's some planes at the hangar. I can go get them."
But everyone's all, nah, we've come this far, we're so close.
Yep. Just- this part, just walk forward and trip a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Poor
Number-
guy as well, because he's like his number 1 dad mug is like crossed out to spell dud.
Number one, dud.
Oh, we'll be going back to this guy, trust me. Anyway,
Read this.
this guy gets tripped, his coffee goes flying, and spills on some control panel a guy's lap, including his crotch.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that's gotta hurt.
Ow!
Anyways, this guy just gets completely railed.
Like, read the sign, Bill! And, okay, I had a little thought after I watched this episode. Like, either the guy who gets coffee poured on him, the guy who says read the sign, or Bill himself. Who here agrees it would have been hilarious if one of those 3 was voiced by Jacksepticeye?
Yeah.
Just as like a little cameo and a little reference to God damn it, Billy! Die! You little shit!
So the guy who gets coffee poured on him runs off. He does not notice Ruby's team somehow. And Ruby's like, "Well, time to go," and zooms everyone off. And I love this shot. 'Cause...
Oh, before we get to that, I have a little theory I heard about Bill.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay, so Bill's dad, Bill's number 1 dad mug has been scribbled to say dud instead.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some theory. What if he's related to a character we've already seen?
In what way do you mean?
What if he's Velvet's dad?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, because, like, as it's revealed in, I believe it's Before the Dawn, the Velvet's father is an Atlesian scientist.
Oh, that's right. He is.
And, marrying a Faunus, having a daughter, and it's being Atlas, I imagine some people would, do some stuff.
Huh.
So,
Maybe.
Yeah, to bully.
also,
Oh, that's so that's bad.
no, here's the
Like-
thing.
Yeah.
What is he carrying that spills on people?
Oh.
Ah,
Oh.
that's funny.
That is. I just feel really sorry for him though. Like, imagine having to deal that kind of workplace harassment just because of who you married.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like. Well, they're not married at this point because his work is a little consuming.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right. But still, like, imagine harassing someone just because you had a child with a Faunus. Like, that's pretty bad.
To be
That's-
fair, this is Atlas.
I was about to
And
say
they are
like,
the
this
worst.
is I was about
Also,
to say,
could you
this is
imagine
typical
they
Atlas
go
for
back
me.
to Vacuo, and it's and they tell Team Coffee about what their plans was, and then they mention the one random guy that they tripped up and had spill coffee on everyone.
And then Velvet's like, that was my dad.
Oh.
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 Well, at least we didn't
Sorry.
spill the coffee on him.
That's true. Also, this is just a theory I read in a YouTube comment on, I think it was Phoenix Knight's one of his videos. So,
Okay.
it
Also-
could totally not be the case.
I mean, even if it
Uh,
is, it'll probably just be like an extra detail that we didn't really need to know.
Yeah. but
Yeah,
learn
something like
anyway.
that.
It is a really fun detail, though. Like, that's really, well set up, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, one more thing before we move on. The poster that we see that's no food or drink in Central Command has a shark grim. I don't think we've seen one of them yet.
Yeah. Yet.
Now that
Yes.
you mentioned that, yeah.
Watch, we get to Vacuo and there's going to be Shark Grim. No, not in Vacuo, but when we travel there.
Okay. Anyways,
And then Blake will one-shot it, no problem, because, she's a cat and this is a fish.
yeah. So anyways, this shot. So Ruby zooms them all away. No one spots them. And I love this. Like,
She does a freaking Sailor Moon pose.
yeah, Ruby does a superhero pose. Weiss is all confident, like, yeah, I've done this before, no big deal. Nora and Penny are like, holy crap, that was amazing. And Blake's like, please, don't do that again.
Yeah, and I got a comment on a little thing. So, earlier this year, Aaron Zek, the voice of Blake, started watching the final season of She-Ra and the Princess of Power. And when she got to a particular episode, she tweeted, that's funny. Catra went through something that Blake is going to be going through this upcoming volume.
Ooh.
Oh.
And that led to a lot of people speculating as to what could that be. But people worked out what it was through the timing of that tweet, and yeah, it turns out they're absolutely right. Because in that season, there's a scene where Glimmer teleports a whole bunch of them, and Catra's not a fan of traveling that way. Don't feel very well, and yeah. That's what she was referring to.
I like the detail, like, Blake's legs are shaking. Also,
Yeah.
when she finishes speaking, her ears go down.
Hey, these catgirls, they don't like traveling in messed up ways.
No, they do not.
The struggles of being a gay catgirl.
No, apparently Blake doesn't like traveling at the molecular level. Okay, sure. Anyways, Penny does her finger flash drive thing again. Shuts off an electric gate, and the door opens up, and no one's inside.
Bet we
Everyone
won't be
is
seeing
willing-
that electric gate again.
Yeah, probably not.
We're going to be referencing that every chapter, aren't we?
Yep. Oh, and Hillock, it's
Frickin'
back.
We're committing to the bit.
We're committed. Yep. So they're inside. No one else is, which is weird. You'd think for a laboratory, you'd think there'd be people inside it, but I guess not. Anyways, Penny goes to a computer. She tells Pietro, she's like, "Hey, I'm ready." We're like, "What?" Everyone's like, "Wait, what?" And then her eyes go yellow.
And it turns out Pietro has control over her body.
So
Yep.
that technically means when I joked about Pietro becoming the Winter Maiden, I was technically right. He does.
Also this weird,
Fair.
also this frantic movement after Pietro takes control. Now she really is an anime girl.
Yeah. I also like how the lip flaps of her speaking looks more like puppet-like when
Yeah.
Pietro takes control.
I was thinking robotic, but that works
Well,
too.
robotic puppet-like. Like, a lot slower than normal.
Yeah. I was saying this in my reaction. It's kind of like with Pietro being able to, control Penny's body whenever and, do stuff he'd be able to do. It's kind of like having, I don't know, the secret agent who can do all this crazy stuff and their guy in the chair all at once. Imagine if Solid Snake and Otacon were the same person.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Penny is.
Yep. Then we cut to Nora. She's walking by Wes and Blake. Blake is spinning around in a chair. It's pretty great.
And okay, I keep saying how much I love Blake in this episode, but this one's mostly because if I were in that room, that's exactly what I'd be doing, just through boredom. Just, there's a chair I can spin in. I might as well do that.
I also like... Oh, sorry.
I keep saying I see myself in Blake sometimes, but this is just adding it. Adding to that.
I also like that Weiss is doing the whole, chilling by the water cooler, thing, where she's, leaning up against the pillar.
Yeah.
And speaking of Weiss, while Blake's all worried about Ruby and Yang, she's all, "Oh, it's fine, they're sisters. Sometimes sisters just have different ideas on about what's right."
Yep.
Totally not referring to anything in particular.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Not one bit.
Although I have seen some people say, "Funny how she mentions specifically sisters and not siblings." Huh, F you, Whitley.
Poor Whitley.
To be fair, though, he is the worst.
He's pretty bad. Yes. Even
Okay,
Nora's like,
okay, not really the worst. That's his dad.
yeah. And Nora cuts in yeah, they'll be fine. John's a great leader, Oscar's grown a lot, and Yang is more than capable of protecting them all in a fight. No mention of Ren. And everyone's like, huh?
I don't know if you
Just-
guys can see it, but that's, it looks like more death flags.
It sure
Oh,
seems like
boy.
it. But we'll be getting to that later. And I was like, "Oh right, Ren. Yeah, he's cool."
Yeah. Although this is something that, okay, Nora brings up a little something that I want to touch on, how they've been together for so long, and she's not really sure what she is without him, or like who she is, and
feel like
that's at least something that I have thought about with characters in a romantic sense, and this is something that Blake goes into when you've been with. I'm explaining this terribly, aren't I?
No, you're fine. It's funny
Okay.
because I think this is something we've covered before, why these are the groups that are separated. Why they decided to separate Ren and Nora and Blake and Yang and that kind of stuff.
I don't know, so there could be talks that maybe hint at the building relationships.
Yeah, because maybe they'll finally figure out like what it is that like, because when you're together like that, it's a thing like you have weaknesses that the other can make up for.
Yeah.
So now it's like, well, maybe now they'll just discover what that weakness actually is.
Yeah. And also on the topic of being with someone and whatnot, that's what Blake goes into. When you've been with someone for so long, like they become a part of you, but you shouldn't forget about the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, Blake is absolutely right.
Yeah.
That is the case with any relationship, just saying. And I do like it that it's Blake that's giving Nora this speech.
Yeah, because like she's going through it too.
No, but not only that, what relationship did you go through previously?
Oh,
And,
shoot.
you know, she's mentioning, you know, never forget about the rest. It's only a part of you.
Oh.
Though I have seen some
Right.
people say, like, that kind of sounds like she's comparing Ren to Adam, which is not the case.
No.
No, it's just literally, just don't forget who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you think they're comparing Ren to Adam is like looking at it a bit too much at face value.
Yeah. Also, I've heard people say you can hear, like, an instrumental Nevermore in the background of this chat.
Of course.
I mean, what else would it be?
No, it's just funny.
I do kind of
Um,
wish that Weiss and Blake brought up a bit more about Nora, like more of her positive traits aside from just, you know, smash good and energetic.
Yeah.
But I do think this was a well put together conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before this conversation can continue, the computer goes off. Another small detail: Blake's left ear twitches when the computer beeps.
Whoever animates Blake's ears, I love you.
Yeah.
Because they're so
Yes.
expressive and adorable.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
Let's go.
I imagine they have an animator solely dedicated.
That's
to
what I'm
animating
thinking.
Blake.
If that's the
Oh.
case, if RTX is a thing again, hopefully next year, please, and I go and meet them, I will buy them a drink.
So what's your job at Rooster Teeth? Oh, I animate Blake's ears.
Can I
Oh,
buy you a
really
drink
now?
because you are awesome?
You meet up with the guy like, what's your job at Rooster Teeth? Oh, I animate the ears of a cat girl, and you're like, oh, all right. Well, I need to get you a drink because
We are now
Because-
best friends. There's no disagreeing with it.
Anyway, so Pietro does his thing. Amity is ready. And Payne's like, well, I'll help you out with the evacuation once it's done. And Pietro's like,
Ooh,
about that.
About that. Yeah.
You're grounded, Penny. Sorry to tell you.
Now, go to your room.
Go to Amity Arena now.
So basically, Pietro and Maria are thinking like, maybe you should be on Amity with us. I have to question what it is that like, how far up is Amity going to be going? Because
I think it's like high into the atmosphere.
okay, because we know, I believe Mate's mentioned before, like, dust doesn't work in space.
Yeah, no, they're not going to space, just like as high up as they can.
Yeah. But then it's like, okay, well, if they're that high up, does this thing have like oxygen tanks or something? Because
Yeah, I've seen people bring this up. Is this a death flag for Maria and Pietro?
Maybe, but I assume you'd be able to like launch it after you get it off. I don't think it's like you activate it and then it immediately goes up. I assume there's like some sort of control switch for it.
Or it could just be like What if they have a ship there ready? So, like, they press the button to make it go, get on the ship, and leave.
Oh, better yet, Maria like sits on Pietro's knee and he turns the like, walker thing into a mini spaceship.
Well, I mean,
We're
like,
just coming up with all sorts that thing could be.
well, because like they're implying, because the implication is that they're going to stay aboard Amity when it launches. Because Ruby says,
Yeah.
because Ruby says later, like, well, if you stay out of Salem's reach, like that might be, she can't get to the relic.
To be fair, Ruby's not wrong.
No, she's not. But like, well, okay. Obviously, I don't think they would plan on this if there wasn't a way they could survive. But I'm curious. Like, did they install? Was this a plan in the first place? Like, was there a plan to have like a maintenance group up there to make sure that stayed intact, or?
I don't know. Ironwood never said anything about that.
Yeah.
That'd be a sucky job, though. Just like being stuck in the upper atmosphere all the time, just like monitoring Amity Arena.
To be fair,
Yeah.
though, you would have one hell of a view.
That's
Very
true.
true.
Like, there's your bonus check. That view.
You'll get so many good pictures for your Instagram.
Man, everyone looks like ants from up here. Oh, I wonder. I could drop a penny and F someone up.
Just throw a bag of coins off the side of Amity Arena.
And then just, like, wait for the news to see what happens.
Coins rain for the sky as 20 people die at once. Technically, I didn't kill him. It was gravity.
God. Oh, I created something really dark here, didn't I?
That's how Cinder dies this volume.
Yeah. Right.
Pietro just drops something off of Amity Arena, lands on top of Cinder.
Like, he just drops a penny, it splits her in half.
Yes.
Anyways, so they all collectively agree, like, maybe that's for the best that she stays up there, and then she does the flash drive thing again, turns off the electric gate, the door opens up, and hey, look at that, it's the Aesops.
Mm-hmm.
And Marrow looks like he wants to be anywhere else but here.
Yep.
Also, love you, Weiss, for this line. So your first time losing to us wasn't enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
Love
were
that
only
line.
using 20% of their power last time.
Yeah. Which, I kind of have to call bullcrap on Marrow saying we were holding back. Okay, you, Marrow, yes. You definitely were.
Harriet and
Harriet,
Elm were
I
out,
doubt it.
Harriet and
Yeah,
Elm
not
were out
Harriet.
for blood.
Like, maybe Vine I could understand, because he didn't use his weapon that whole fight, but
Yeah.
Elm, definitely not.
yeah, same with Harriet. I mean, Harriet looks more pissed off now than she did before.
But, yeah, you were totally holding back.
Yeah, at the very least, Marrow was, but I don't think Marrow holding back would have, not holding back would have won them that fight last time.
Nah.
To be fair, though, in theory, Marrow could have just ended the fight right away by going, stay!
Yeah,
Okay, round him up.
which he could have done here as well, but, you know.
But we have to remember, he is an idiot.
True.
Yeah. Anyway, so Vine points out that so it's interesting. Vine points out that they know that Penny ran off with the maiden powers, so I guess that we were talking before, I think, about like, does Ironwood know that Penny's a maiden now? And turns out, yeah, he does.
I'm guessing Wins end up telling them in the end.
Yeah.
Plus, if you look at the scene where Watts is hacking Penny, you can see camera footage of the Penny and Winter versus Cinder fight.
Oh, true, yeah, they could
Oh.
have just checked the tape.
Yeah, so he found out one way or another, and then he told the Aesops.
Yeah.
Wow, camera, thanks for giving us another look at Harriet's dem hips.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate this moment. Where did Harriet rank in your top, your best ass, bums tier list, by the way?
I found that recently. Hang on, give me a sec.
Look, I know this is off topic, but the people want to know.
Oh, actually, out of the group we're seeing, she was rated best butt.
There we go. As God intended.
She made it into the second round of that category against Robin, Neon Cat, and Clover. The winner of that round was Neon.
Ah.
Surprising no one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
I'll tell you how the rest of it went afterwards.
The comment again, like, I thought you were supposed to protect the people. Like Ironwood's banning everybody, so nothing's changed. It's like it's this sort of argument again. Like it's whatever.
We've heard it all before. It's nothing really new.
Yeah.
It's nice to get more of, like, their more informed opinions. Like, it's not just, we think you should do this because Ironwood said so. It's like, we're giving our own reasons as to why we think this plan's the best one. Which I like.
And then Ruby's pointing out how, yeah, this won't save Atlas. Salem will just... And then Harriet's like, hey, none of that. No rational thinking.
Yeah.
No counter viewpoints. Shame on you. And then brings up Crow.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to punch Harriet after this.
Oh, I bet you do.
But hey, they found out where Crow is, as if it wasn't obvious.
Oh god, like... Right as Penny sticks her hand out, look at Ruby's face. She is pissed.
Well, yeah. You don't. You don't mention her arrested uncle like that. Anyways, Penny's like, "Yo, stop that! Leave her alone."
So what's with everyone calling Penny Tin Can?
Yeah,
How
well.
dare you?
And then we get our first big fight of this volume. It only took 3
Yep.
episodes.
Maiden Penny versus the Aesops.
And as to be expected, well, for one, this is a really cool fight.
Yeah, it is.
See, the Aesops in the past 24 hours learned the power of teamwork, so they win.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that because immediately in my reaction, I was just thinking, okay, so these guys got their asses kicked by Team RWBY. Penny's a freaking robot and can do all this
Animated.
crazy stuff they can't do, and she has maiden powers on top of that. Gee, I wonder who's gonna win.
Yeah, right.
But I guess I didn't account for Aesops being like, maybe we should work as a team more.
Yeah. Although Penny's just causing a windstorm this entire time. I don't know. I guess I would have thought Maiden powers would have required a bit more concentration than this. But okay, sure. To be fair, that's probably not like even near the full extent of a Maiden power, but
No, absolutely not. I mean, there's
Yeah,
a point. There's something that comes up later, which I'll go back to Raven for.
all right. Anyway, she causes a hailstorm too. How is no one getting affected by this?
Actually, this is the thing that I was gonna bring up in comparison to Raven, because the storm cloud that Penny makes here, yeah, it can fit in this room and cause a hailstorm and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the size of the storm that Raven made?
True.
It expanded the whole horizon. And I'm pretty sure Amber did something similar when she had the full maiden powers.
I think so.
Yeah, so, God, like, thank you, Death Battle, for now just making me constantly think, okay, these characters can create storm clouds or move them effortlessly. How powerful are they?
Right. But still, like, how is no one getting affected by the by the falling hail? Have you been hit by that stuff? That kind of hurts.
Oh no, Mara got affected by it. He put up his weapon fetch to protect himself.
Yeah,
Oh,
but for like
right.
5 seconds, and then he just isn't bothered by it for the rest of the fight.
Anyways,
True.
but anyways, no, for being the first time she's using the maiden powers in a fight, She's actually holding her own.
Yeah.
And against Ironwood's top dogs too.
That's pretty racially offensive to Marrow, but okay.
Oh god, I didn't even think about that.
Anyways, Weiss is trying to use her summon to break through the door. It's not working. Weiss is like, it's 4 versus 1. Ruby's like, well, Penny's the winner maiden. She'll be fine.
I mean, she is so much more powerful than all of them.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the fight. Vine uses his weapon. Finally.
For 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds, and then he just holds it the rest of the time. Anyways, Elm grabs Penny. It makes her drop all her swords, which is kind of funny. The storm calms down. Everyone thinks she's lost. And then Penny's like, I'm not done yet. It just busts out. Holy crap, that is...
That is an
is
awesome
cool.
shot.
Yeah. Marrow knocks her off the bridge, but oh wait, Penny can fly. Like she doesn't even need maiden power; she can just fly.
And it looks like she's about to use her lasers.
Until Marrow's like, I don't think so.
You know, I think I'll try for once in a fight and use my semblance.
Vine pulls her down. She's knocked out, but she still has her aura. Okay.
Maybe it's just she can't move because of the time stop.
I don't know.
I guess.
Possibly. I mean, we don't know the limitations of Mara's semblance
Yeah.
yet. I assume.
And then Nora pulls a very, very, very risky move.
Yeah. Get strong and hit stuff.
She absorbs electricity. She absorbs pretty much most of the power over that room because the lights are flickering. And Nora goes Super Saiyan and busts through the door.
I gotta say though, when like those purple glowing veins are forming all across her body, that looks really freaking cool.
It does.
Also, I just want to quickly note, I'll be going back to this later, that there's actually one going up the side of her head to like her hairline.
There. Oh yeah, there is.
Fun fact about the scars that she gets from this. It's called Lichtenberg scars. And that's actually real scars that you can get if you get hit by lightning.
Oh.
Apparently.
All right then. And she busts through the door. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why she couldn't move earlier. Marrow is holding her down. Okay, interesting. Anyways, the door goes off. They get to flying. It's pretty great. Vine just pushes the entire door off of them. Okay. like, mine's like, that's whatever.
And Nora's just there exhausted, like, that was pretty awesome.
Yep. The scars form. She loses her aura and passes out.
Oh boy. Okay, so I saw a little something that has me very worried for Nora now. Because, you mentioned lightning strikes earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I saw this post somewhere that if, you get struck by lightning, and if the electrical current gets to your head, so like your brain, that can either put you into a coma and or cause brain damage of some kind.
Oh.
And you remember those veins?
Yeah.
Not only that, but she now doesn't have aura.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
We'll come back to that when the episode's over.
Yeah.
So
but-
Ironwood,
yeah.
Ironwood's watching the fight. He's being the only spectator.
Instead of helping.
Instead of helping.
Well, someone has to keep a better eye on Watts.
That's
Oh yeah,
true.
but you've got 4 guys on him, and he has no aura or weapons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
these
grunt soldiers, they're terrible.
Yeah, but these guys just straight up don't move. They're like statues. Anyways, Ironwood's recalling all of them back, and Watts is like, hold the phone. I have an idea. We cut back to
I have
the
a cunning plan.
Yeah. We cut back to the fight. Penny's made a giant cloud with green lightning. Okay, sure. Like,
So does that mean that the Maiden Lightning's color is like it depends on your aura color?
maybe?
I'm gonna have to go back to check volume 3.
Anyways, the ASAP's get a call from Ironwood. They have orders to follow. You know, as to be expected. Oh, this cloud is covering the entire room. Okay. So Vine just quickly gets rid of Ruby, Weiss, and Blake.
I guess he was holding back during the fight then.
I guess.
Apparently.
They start falling. Ruby picks them up. Blake has to go through that again.
No.
See, this is why I'm thinking someone needs to call Torian's character Catechus. Because he's a lawyer for gay cats. And there's a gay cat being subjected to modes of transportation she doesn't want to do.
To be fair, she doesn't seem as bothered by it the second time.
Okay, true. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, maybe she got used to it or something.
Yeah, possible.
And Harriet just rips one of the swords off of Penny's back.
There's
Like,
one
okay,
less
she can
string to hold her down.
That's true. Yep, she
And
can
then
just
they're
do that
just
now.
like,
And then they
"Peace
just
out."
leave. They make such a big deal about falling down this hole, and then the Aesops are just like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump down now.
And then Marrow looks back at them and looks sad.
Yeah.
Marrow, please tell me you're going to turn good.
Redemption arc.
So here's
Out of
something
all the
interesting.
Aesops, you're the most likely.
So here's something interesting I'm noticing now, since you brought up earlier the veins on Nora. The one on the side of her face is gone.
No, it's still there.
Oh, it's still there. It's covered by hair. I see it now. Okay. Anyways, they take her. They leave. Nora's weapon is coated in electricity.
Although in the next shot, Penny has it on her back.
He just has it on her back. All right. So they head to the hangar. May's there. She has the ship. And they're like, "Oh shoot, what happened to Nora?" It's like, well, you see,
Shit went down, that's all you need to know.
pretty much.
You missed one hell of a party, May.
Yeah, you did. And then they just bust through a wall and leave. This is a very sturdy ship.
Actually, no, I kind of think it was Penny just, doing that, and then she gets in the ship and they fly away.
Oh, maybe.
Because she does her maiden eyes right before it.
Oh, true. So they leave. Penny's like, well, I guess I gotta go. And then Ruby hugs Penny.
Yay, hugs! But unfortunately, I think this kind of raises a few more flags.
Yeah.
Like the whole promise that they'll see each other again.
Oh, I'm sure they will, but I don't think you'll want to.
Oh.
Although, thankfully, our speculation from the trailer was wrong. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Penny salutes and flies off. And yeah, that's the last we see of Penny.
And then we cut to Ironwood with Penny's sword.
Yep. And he gives it to Watts. This is definitely a good idea. I like how the Aesops are just all right with this. Like, huh, you work for Salem. Why are you here? Why are you not dead?
Seriously, why isn't he dead?
Also, the best thing to do when you have a prisoner that you've got at gunpoint is to give them a weapon. You know, that's a
Right.
great idea.
Great idea.
Also, I don't know if it was just me, but when he got the weapon, I thought he was gonna, like, build a new penny for a second there.
I mean, a penny versus penny fight does sound cool.
It does. But Watts is like, well, you know what they say. If you can't beat them, make them join you.
Where's that
Nope.
on the t-shirt?
Yeah, first off, nobody says that. Just saying.
That is the most ominous line he could have possibly have said.
Yeah.
Like, if I was Ironwood, I would have just shot him right there, because that's how you know he's up to something.
Yep. And then the episode's over.
Oh boy. Okay, so
Let's talk about Nora.
I'm worried.
So am I.
I also think it's a bit weird that we brought up the idea of her being more than, like, energetic and smashy, and now she's kind of been benched. I think that's a bit of a weird choice.
Yeah,
She did have a really good moment, though.
indeed. And for
Also, keep in mind this is only just the end of the episode. Like, we don't know what the rest of the volume holds.
That's true. It's just, like, the way they present it, it makes it look like she's gonna be out for a while. But I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean, maybe for like an episode or two, but I don't think the rest of the volume. Otherwise, that'd be pretty sucky for Nora.
Yeah. I just find it concerning that we brought up the many different death flags for Ren and Nora, and here we are. Like, that was my first thought when I saw this episode. I was just like, oh no, that's
Oh, and here's something to think about. How are the groups gonna respond when they report back to each other?
right.
Yeah.
Just
Do we think when they fly back to Mantle, they're gonna pass the Hound, like, carrying Oscar off?
I don't.
And then Ruby snipes it.
The end.
That's the end of the Hound. Most disappointing thing ever. Anywho, so yeah, like both sides have like, they're gonna reunite with each other. Like, well, so how did your side go? Well, we got Amity up, Penny left, Nora's hurt, possibly dying.
Jeez, imagine Ren's response.
Right. And on the flip side, it's like, well, how'd your side go? Well, we kind of evacuated Mantle. Bren's being angsty as he is.
And then Oscar
Oscar's
got
missing-
kidnapped by a
and
talking
Oscar-
Grim.
Yeah, and, like, Oscar got kidnapped by Talking Grim. Wait, what? Talking Grim? Hello?
You know, I saw a post that was like a parody version of how they report back to each other. How'd things go with you? Well, Oscar made a new friend. What about you? Well, Nora's got a kick-ass tattoo now.
I saw someone, I can't remember where they got it from, but someone did this thing where it's like Yang taking a selfie on the bike as, like, the Hound's carrying off Oscar.
Oh, God.
And it's like, saving Oscar, wish you were here.
So where do you think this is gonna go for Nora? Like, is she okay, I don't think she's going to die from this.
No.
No.
But you did mention like stuff like brain damage earlier. That's possible.
Yeah.
It's concerning, but it's possible.
I just have to ask, please don't go down the amnesia route.
Oh god.
I don't know if I want to deal with that. That's I don't know. Like it's still kind of like just classic cliche, like Hollywood amnesia.
Actually, there is an edit I would be so tempted to make if they do that. Like, they'd find out, oh, Nora doesn't remember who any of them are, not even Ren. And they're just like, oh my god, she has amnesia. And then you just hear, do. Does no one get the reference?
That's oh god, where is that from?
Okay, you get it because you're British.
Wait, is
EastEnders.
that? Yes, I was thinking that the EastEnders theme.
That's a soap in the UK, in case no one got that.
A good one.
I don't watch it.
Looks like
I'm
I am
more
the
like
odd one
casual.
out. Anyways,
The EastEnders podcast coming soon.
no. And I'm gonna stop you there before people think you're serious.
I mean, the last time I made that
When are
joke,
we-
you made the RWBY podcast, so
That is true.
That is true. But no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, but also, he made constant jokes about there being a shipping podcast last week.
We're not doing that either. We are so not doing that.
all right, hear me out.
Can't blame you on that one.
Valentine's Day special.
No.
No.
Okay.
Here's what we do. We record one, schedule it to come out on International Pirate Day. Well, talk like a pirate day, I mean. And that's what we do. We talk about it while talking like pirates the whole time.
Yes.
Gosh dang it.
I even had someone in mind for like talking about Arcos. Just saying, aye, 'twas a beautiful ship. But then it was sunk by the likes of Captain Luna and Longshorn Shorecross. It was no match for their main cannon.
Anyways, more episode talk. Yeah, okay, I actually don't know where to keep going with this.
I'm surprised at how quickly we're done with the whole like sneaking into like Atlas thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting that to be at least a couple episodes. Just one? Alright.
Yeah,
I don't
but
mean that in a bad way, but like,
oh no.
I'm just surprised, you know, because like I was saying, like last episode, we're only on episode 2, and Oscar's already been kidnapped and is getting taken to Salem, and we're on
Yeah.
episode 3, and we're already done with Atlas. Well, not done with it, but like done with the side quest.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, it didn't feel like rushed. Which,
No.
No, I'm glad about it. They got in, had a fight, did what they had to do, and left.
Yeah, which is more natural than them just dragging it out for like 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah, plus the whole episode felt pretty brisk.
Yeah,
Like, it seemed to fly by a lot quicker than you'd expect, which, you know, I'd call that a good sign.
like it felt more like it was like 12 minutes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, despite our concern for various characters and the flags being raised, what did we love about this episode?
Well, that fight with Penny and the Aesops was cool.
Oh, yeah. Getting an explanation on how RWBY Semblance works was... Okay, I know some people might be a tad annoyed because it's not like RWBY training it and discovering it herself or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really know if there's time for that given the circumstances right now. Plus,
Right.
having Penny explain it and RWBY not get it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, she has technically carried people before, because she did it to Nora at the beginning of Volume 4.
And she did it with Weiss at the beginning of Volume 6.
Yeah, So it's less like she just got this ability randomly. It's more like she could do it on a smaller scale before, but she gained a better understanding of how it works, so she could do it on a better level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she knew she could do this stuff. She just didn't know
How it
how
works.
exactly.
Yeah. I did see some people, like, say that because she was baffled by Penny's explanation, it means that she didn't know that she could carry people for some reason.
No,
Like,
Yeah, no.
Like, people were acting like she forgot she could do that when...
no, it's
no.
just that she thought her semblance was super speed this whole time, and now it's like when it's explained to you super scientifically. And let's be real, Ruby doesn't really get science like that.
No.
You'd have the
weird.
exact same face.
Which is weird because she designed her weapon, but okay.
Yeah, but she's crazy about weapons, not semblances.
Yeah, plus there's a difference between engineering and physics.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Also, I know she didn't do all that much this episode, but I love Blake in this episode.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, like Blake, please keep up the jokes
Yes, please.
and just keep being adorable. Like, I still want Blake to make a pun, just for the hell of it. Although when everyone's back together,
Yeah.
and when it's appropriate.
Could you just imagine next episode they see Oscar getting dragged by the Grim out of the window of the airship, and she's just like, "Well, this is a catastrophe."
Everyone's like, really? Now?
That doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't. But that's what.
Yeah, that's why it's funny.
And it kind of works for Blake because like Volume 7 was like that road to this personality. Like Volume 6 was what when she killed Adam, that was like her first step into freedom. That was I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, but then like her and Yang had that talk about what they did and what they've got to do going forward and whatnot.
Yeah.
And now we've got this.
Yeah, it's natural progression. Man, can you imagine going back? Can you just think about it? Like, go back to Volume 1 for a second with all these characters. Like,
Man,
we've come quite a ways.
yeah, we have, and like, man, remember when you first saw Blake and it was just like, man, this girl's smiling. It's kind of rare, and yeah, you see her do it with Team Ruby and whatnot, but now it's just like she's just so happy.
It's pretty
Aside
great.
from all the messed up stuff that's going on around them.
Well, no, but like, yeah, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and talking of Blake, I like the talk that she, Weiss, and Nora had
Yeah,
about how it's important to remember who you are, like, in and out of a relationship, and like, this is something I've talked to some people about. Like, yeah, I'm going back to the whole shipping thing, but bear with me. Like, yeah, I want like Blake and Yang to become a couple, hopefully. But if that happens, I don't want that to just be all that they are.
yeah,
But yeah, have it be a part of them, but they're still who they are as people.
yeah. Because I know
And,
people.
and that's basically what Blake was getting at with Nora.
Yeah, because I know people got scared of that during Volume 7. Because in that volume, Blake and Yang spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, they did.
Which on one hand, it's nice, and it's nice that Blake's being more active with her team. But at the same time, like, she's still her own person. Like, treat her like her own person, not just like have her and Yang be like, yeah, we're one, kind of.
Yeah, don't go the Marshall and Lily route in How I Met Your Mother, where like one of them's talking about their self, but they just say we.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, when Marshall and Lily do it, that's just funny and, like, kind of adorable because it works for those characters, but not for Blake and Yang or Ren and Nora.
Yeah.
Or any of these characters, really.
Yeah. So I'm in that sense, I am glad that they did get split up. Ren and Nora, as well, especially. Like Blake and Yang spent an entire volume together. Ren and Nora spent almost an entire show together. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, can we have
Although-
them separate, please? Maybe
Yeah,
for
although
just a
the
little
difference
bit.
is, like, Ren and Nora started having problems as things between Blake and Yang started getting good.
Well, sure.
So,
Still,
yeah, and I guess we'll see how that progresses.
yep. Just imagine like coming back, like when they come back, just what happened? Like, well, things got messed up. That's all we're gonna say.
You wouldn't believe me even if I told you.
Yeah.
Oh, and while we don't know a whole lot about what's going on in the next episode,
Oh yeah.
the thumbnail, title, and description, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that got out.
I didn't see the description. What did that say?
Oh,
Okay. So I have it in front of me. I got it.
Oh, okay.
So the episode is going to be titled "Fault." The thumbnail is Ren being mad, and Yang behind him, like, whoa, he mad.
Yeah, she looks very worried and concerned.
And the description: Jean, Ren, and Yang's pursuit of a mysterious new Grim results in unexpected complications. Ruby, Weiss, and Blake find a new place to lay low, and Cinder receives an ultimatum.
Oh,
And the runtime for this episode will be 19 minutes.
nearly 20 minutes?
Yep.
Ooh, big one next of this week then.
Man, we're getting longer and longer episodes.
Yep.
I'm here for
nowadays.
it.
It's pretty great.
Remember back in Volume 1 when some episodes were like 5 minutes long?
Yeah, we've come a long way since then.
To be
The
fair,
episode-
though, I was kind of used to that with Rooster Teeth because how long were episodes of Red vs. Blue?
Yeah. But it's like the episode ends and we're like, wait, what, really? That's it? Okay.
Although, to be fair on RWBY, it was always 2-parters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh god, like, with how mad Ren is, could you imagine if he's either mad at Jean for, I don't know, whatever reason, or this is, like, when the teams are back together? What if he's mad at, like, Ruby, Weiss, and Blake for how Nora's ended up?
Oof. That would be unfortunate. So what? So how much are you guys gonna? How much are you guys expecting? Like the last 3 shots of the trailer to show up in this episode?
Oh, yeah!
I think I'll get the 3 shots up.
Yeah,
because
we've got...
it seems like now all of them have a shot. Well, I mean the last one is obviously gonna be in the next episode, but
Yeah, and after those shots, we're going into the rest of this volume 100% blind.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
all the shots aside from these 3 have been used. So it's like we don't know what's going to happen.
Yep, and those shots are Jean, Ren, and Yang on bikes chasing the Hound.
Yep.
Yang's scared eyes.
Yep.
And Cinder overlooking Atlas.
Yep. Well, we know
I
we're
honestly
getting...
think if I had to guess, the 3rd shot's going to be at the start of the episode, and the 1st shot's going to be at the end of the episode. Like, I think the episode will end with Cinder, like, getting whatever this ultimatum is and, like, overlooking Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
What do you reckon the odds are the ultimatum is like... bring me the Winter Maiden power, or you're dead.
Well, I think it might be. Because that is
Although-
possible.
Although
I
that's...
think-
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Did the description say where she gets the ultimatum from?
No.
I'd
just
assume
said
it'd
she
be
gets
Cinder, Salem, though.
I mean, the thought just came to my head. What if it's Emerald? Like, it's, I don't know, treat me better or I'm out of here.
I don't really think Cinder would care, though.
No.
No, she wouldn't. I realized as soon as I said it.
What I think it might be is I think Salem might want someone else to get the Winter Maiden powers instead of Cinder, to like punish Cinder.
Huh. Maybe. Like, I don't know, ensure that Emerald or Neo get the Maiden power?
Yeah, because like Salem was annoyed because Cinder was like, "Oh, I'll get my power now. I'll go after the Winter Maiden because I want to," and then Salem's just like to teach her a lesson.
Crap.
Yeah, to teach her a lesson. All right, you're not. If you get these Winter Maiden powers, then you're not getting any more power. I'm killing you, and I'm taking the Fall Maiden power, and you won't get any other Maiden powers. So it's either free or nothing.
And I just realized something.
What's that?
So for our Volume 7, when there was all, like, oh, who's going to be the next Winter Maiden thing, I was just thinking to myself, please do not let it be Neo.
Oh.
And the reason being, you guys remember that Ruby Chibi skit?
No.
Where
Well,
Cinder's
yes,
being...
well, I didn't. I know that.
Cinder's being led by all these signs that say Winter Maiden, and they're just pointing somewhere.
Oh.
And she finds a snowman that's, dressed as Neo.
Oh.
I just realized that could come back, couldn't it?
I would be really impressed if they turned a chibi joke into something in the actual series.
No, they've done it before, and that's why I didn't want it.
Oh. What
was,
was it before?
It was when there was some giant Grim, attacking Beacon, and Blake was all, yeah, if only we knew someone with magic eyes that could deal with this, and Ruby's like, season finale, can't do it yet.
Oh.
What happened in the Volume 6 finale?
Oh. Oh, you're right.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
so, I don't
yeah,
know, just maybe don't do that again.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it now. I'm predicting that's what it's gonna be. I'm predicting Salem's gonna want someone else to get the Winter Maiden powers instead of Cinder, and she's not gonna like that.
That does make sense.
Who do you think Salem would want to have it instead of Cinder, though? Emerald or Neo?
I mean, those are our
Probably.
only two options.
Yeah.
Probably Neo. Even if it's just it might just be like a test run to see if Neo's really got what it takes. I don't know.
Oh, could you imagine she gets the Maiden powers and transforms into other people? So they kill Penny, Neo gets the Maiden powers, and then Neo turns into Penny.
Oh boy. Well, there's a matchup I've thought about for Neo that well, let's just say that would make it go more in her favor.
Is that Harley Quinn versus Neo, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it'd be pretty cool to see Neo versus Cinder again, but Neo has the Winter Maiden powers.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. So I guess that's that. I don't really have anything else to add. So
yeah, not really. That's relevant to this episode.
Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say.
cool. So then we're done. So We're still bad at outros. This is becoming a tradition. Uh, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys. And then we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.